Hi guys, the time now is 2:50 in the morning and we are already here at our hotel, safely at our hotel. And what happened was it's another first today for us that we missed our train to Incheon because cut-off time is 12 midnight. And earlier today, from the COEX Mall, when we were heading home, I was already confident that we were on the right train from, I think, Jongong Station. From Jongong Station to Incheon. However, still can't. I still have trouble with. There's this train that when it reaches Goro Station, some trains that has a different route. It was my bad that I did not notice that every time we travel, the wife's assignment is to write down the destinations or the tourist spots that we will be going to while I do the navigation. I take all the blame because right after Guru Station, when the next station after Guru was announced, I should have taken notice or I should have been aware that it was no longer heading to Incheon. And because of that mistake or because of the that detail that I overlooked, we ended up heading 10 stations the wrong way. That's 30 minutes of time lost. We had to go back. Now, we lost 30 minutes going to the wrong direction. So going back is another 30 minutes. The train system in Korea is until 12 midnight. Going back to Guru Station as the time was ticking, I know I screwed up that when I check the time that we will be arriving at around 11:58 or 11:59, I had hopes that the passengers who are still going to Guru with us would like to connect as well to the line 1. However, upon arrival at the Guru station, when we checked the train, the line 1 train going for to Incheon, it was already closed. We still saw the driver, the train driver, or went out of the train and was doing the X sign that the train was already closed. So, guys, just to give you an idea how far we still are from our destination, like I said, it's around 30 minutes from Guru Station by train. We're still 30 kilometers away from our destination, and the time was already past midnight. We had no choice. We had no choice. We went out of the train station, and there are some taxi cab drivers outside asking us, where we were going, offering like Incheon, are you going to Incheon? But speaking in Korean. I was so stressed out. I was scared, not for myself, but for my wife. And I'm worried for her that we are still so far away from our hotel at this time in a foreign country. I'm not saying that Korea is not safe, but nighttime might attract some bad people. And like I said, I'm not afraid for myself, I'm afraid for my wife. So we went down. I tried to I know it's too late, but at that moment, it was the most logical thing I think I can do was to download the Kakao app or taxi app in Korea. Yeah, I was doing that the whole time, trying to download the app, but I wasn't able to use it. What ended up happening was we were able to hail a taxi, but before hailing a taxi, there were some offers for a taxi ride going to our location. However, we weren't comfortable with how things were going because we saw that there were also other passengers having trouble. Actually, in one of those passengers that was stranded was a mother and son duo, and they had trouble communicating, and they weren't able to get a ride. As much as we would like to help them, the language barrier was a big thing. Now, guys, I tell you again, I cannot emphasize this more, that you need the Naver app in Korea. Why? Because Google is just not updated with you know with the specifics. Naver app has the usually Google has the more on the English, uh, slightly leaning towards English, but in Naver app, they would be able to understand, the locals would be able to understand like the address. The address I showed them from Google, they didn't know how to read. I'm not sure if they don't know how to read English. So Naver app saved us this time. Why? Because when I typed the address, I showed it to when we were able to hail a taxi. I showed it to the taxi driver, and he was okay because of the Naver app, which was in Korean. It helped with locating our destination. So please, if you wanna, especially if you're gonna do DIY, always have the Naver app in Korea. 30 kilometers. It was an extra expense. 50,000 yen down the drain. Would have been so much cheaper by train, but you have to pay the consequences. What can I say? It was the longest taxi cab ride for us here in Korea. It was just 30 minutes, but it felt more like 3 hours. Because, you know, even though we were heading towards our destination at the back of our minds, it's still a long way. It's still 30 kilometers. So, yeah, that was what happened and how we ended up back at our hotel at past 1 in the morning and spending 50,000 won for the cab ride. This Korea trip has been laid with expenses after unnecessary expenses after unnecessary expenses. The place is great, but really not the best experience so far with regards to these circumstances that has happened. However, we are still trying to have our spirits up despite the setbacks. So, yeah, I'm just so glad. We're just so glad we're back here at our safe at our hotel. And later today, because it's already 3 in the morning, we'll be checking out later and transferring to our final hotel, 2 more nights before heading back to the Philippines. So that was why 3 a.m. I am making this, sharing what happened. Now, guys, if you're wondering why I do not have clips, it was a moment that needs focus for me. I know I've seen other vloggers still, even at stressful moments, that are still able to vlog. But in my case, I need to focus. I need to be sure that we are safe, or at least a sense of control of safety. So I wasn't able to vlog all of this, but I'm just sharing the experience on what happened, and something that you might learn from this, for you to always focus, especially when you get on the train or whatever travel that you do, and there's a language barrier. So this could have been prevented if after Guru Station I was taking notes on the succeeding stations, if I was still on the right track. But I wasn't, and like I said, I have to pay the consequences of the things I overlooked. So, yeah, part of traveling, especially DIY, for those who can afford, like taxi, you have your own vehicle that will take you to your tourist destination or your destination. This may not be an issue, but for DIY, always be alert and make sure you are on the right track, especially if you're in a new country with a language barrier. Always be mindful and alert. And yeah, I guess that's it for this video, and I'll I guess this will be a separate vlog. And guys, I won't say you enjoyed the video, but if you learned something from it, please give it a like, share this video out there, leave a comment, and please consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell to get updates whenever I post the videos. Guys, it really helps a lot if you do subscribe to my channel. Your favorite YouTuber will appreciate it as much as I do. And remember, life is not a straight line, but a zigzag. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but always keep moving forward.